What is the common point between Elvis, Prince, Michael Jackson, or Bowie? They were, and to this day, remain some of the greatest superstars to ever exist, influencing many generations, impacting the culture, and offering timeless hits. Iconic musicians, lyricists, trendsetters, they're undoubtedly music icons. But their uncontested talents, their mystique, and their incredible success elevated them into the ranking of actual music legends. Is it that they were more talented than other artists? Or is it because we idealize them for being from another generation, a golden age? In this video, we are going to break down the phenomena of music legends, so stay tuned if you care, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
How would you like me to describe you?
A legend in the making.
A legend?
Yeah,
That's big.
I said in the making.
If I were to put one or two artists of today in this list of music legends, Beyoncé would probably be one of them, or as she described herself, a legend in the making. And if you have any doubt concerning a place in this list, you will soon know why she's given that title as I go on. Legend, an extremely famous or notorious person in a certain field. Originally, legends were meant to be as folk tales, including supernatural beings, elements of mythology, or explanations of natural phenomena. Overall, they were associated with a particular place or person and were told as a matter of history. So we have to remember that legends are heard of, so they are spread amongst the culture, which means that a 12-year-old of this generation will most likely know about Michael Jackson or Diana Ross through school, through media, through education with the parents. These legends of music are still in the collective memory, which play a huge role in the societal remembrance of a person. And that's because collective memory refers to shared memories, knowledges, and informations of a social group passed from one generation to the next. A distinction between two terms that can be very confusing is between the term music icon and music legend. A music icon is someone who is relevant during a critical period of time, who have popularity and acclaim, whereas a music legend has the cultural impact, the commercial success, also stand the test of the time in every facet of music. Meanwhile, a music icon will be seen as being if he hasn't reached legendary status. So the notion of longevity is also very important in the depiction of a legend. This is what I call the triangle of superstars. There's the cultural impact, the commercial success, and the longevity. Industry plants will have the commercial success. Music icons will have a commercial success, but also a cultural impact, and legends, they can reach three of these categories. So I did some research and I've heard some informations from scientific or speculative sources and found out that those four criteria make an artist a legend. Music exerts an immense power upon people. If we quickly dive into the psychological functions of music, even though the latter is constantly changing with the time period, we realize that music in itself is able to affect our emotions, cognition, and social life, influencing our self-identity, mood, and interpersonal relationships. This is what makes music in itself an universal language that everybody can understand. So what does it mean for an artist to be universal? It's about how many people an artist can reach. Is the music this artist makes able to transcend the genres that usually restrain the listeners to a certain type of people? Though music preference is essentially determined by a culture or a personality, artists who are able to transcend the genres have the power to reunite different people from different backgrounds. There's a good reason why most songs are about love. This is something that every single one can relate to.
And what his name is, none shall know.
It is undeniable that a music legend has an amazing talent, very often gifted since the early childhood. Legends distinguish themselves with their otherworldly aptitude in music. It can be singing at a super high range like Aretha or Whitney, dancing like Angie, or just being really good at an instrument. Something is sure, they have to be unique and master their craft. On the opposite of industry plants who are literally made by the industry to sell records, they will appeal to their audience because of their beauty or a specific skill that they have.
So they told me to watch my language. Fuck that.
Another quality that is necessary to count as a music legend is the cultural impact. This impact has to be cross-generational. As a whole, music has a significant cultural impact on entire populations, and this is largely due to music's lasting effects on the collective human mind. It has the power to bring people together, bring back souvenirs. Music also helps us connect with one another, and music genres precisely reinforce our cultural identity or sometimes transcend cultural identities. We also know that music is able to deeply influence society as much as human behavior. Music accompanies societal shifts or movements, and there is enough in terms for every single one of us. Artists who are considered to be legend have definitely left their mark on pop culture significantly, whether it be their song lyrics to their fashion choices. These fewer ones have shaped pop culture. Can you remember a time where celebrities were almost like superheroes and they were so idolized and far from our reality? Whereas nowadays we live at a time where we are able to interact with them and just see them in their daily lives. We know a lot of stories where artists became more worthy after they passed. They still get the title of legends. What is inaccessible gives room to wonder what if. Most artist icons that are considered to be legend died really young, so they didn't have the longevity to prove their relevance over time, but rather marked a specific era. That way, the artist is immortalized when its career is at its highest, which amplifies its impact. Death actually plays an important role in the process of immortalization. Some time ago, artists weren't showing up at any occasion. It had to be a really big event to see an artist. Something about an artist not being accessible kind of elevates him and gives him almost this godlike aura and make him benefit from a halo effect. This formula really helps building the legendary persona. I think that B's team, and this is why for me she's becoming a living legend. B's team and B's communication is all about that. She understood that in order for her to establish herself as a living legend, she had to communicate through her heart first and be distant from her fans and her colleagues in the industry, a strategy that is not in the spirit of the times. What we have to remember is that legends are essentially comparable to icons, but the only real difference is that they stand the test of the time by their immense impact on pop culture, but also by breaking barriers and paving the way for other artists. Legendary status is the mature version of the icon status. Oftentimes, legends will initiate, leading to some breakthrough in music and pop culture, and will be remembered for that. I can definitely see some of the current music icons becoming legends, but because no one can really predict the future, I guess we'll have to wait and see.